イスとパイナップルの香りで彩られたボールオカリーチャーハン。
仕上げとしてくり抜いたパイナップルにチャーハンを入れ、果実の皮の蓋で密封、オーブンで焼き上げた。米が接する面に塩をして甘さが余分に移らぬよう配慮しつつ。
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week, thanks to a sponsorship from Crunchyroll, we are taking our first ever look at the foods from anime. The notorious pineapple curry fried rice from Food Wars seemed like a great place to start. First up, we gotta toast and grind our spice mix for the curry. I'm going to use a few dried Chinese chilies, a teaspoon of coriander seed, a teaspoon of cardamom, 2 teaspoons of cumin seed, and standing in for fenugreek, we're gonna use a teaspoon of mustard seeds. This is gonna help us keep that golden pineapple color. I've also got 1 crushed up cinnamon stick in there. We're going to toast the whole lot together until fragrant and a little tiny bit of smoke wisps into my waiting nose. After they've cooled a bit, into the spice grinder they go to get ground greatly. Now at this point, if you're trying to make a curry powder that you're going to keep in your spice rack, we would add equal parts ground ginger and turmeric, but we're going to go for the fresh stuff. The fried rice in the scene was clearly made with short grain rice, so I'm going with sushi rice, which I'm going to cook using the method I've been so fond of recently, combining the manufacturer's suggested proportions of rice and water, covering tightly and placing in a 325°F oven for 5 minutes longer than the specified boiling time. Now I'm getting the accoutrement ready for our fried rice. You want to have everything ready to go for when the time comes to walk and roll. Sorry. So in the case of this sushi rice, after 25 minutes, it emerges from the oven, fluffy and ready to go. But it also comes with the harrowing realization that I haven't made nearly enough for this dish, so time to double up, both batches of which I'm going to lay out on a sheet pan and let cool at room temperature for at least an hour. While that cools, let's prep our pineapple. We are simply slicing this guy in half, placing a cut skin deep around the outside of the pineapple and scoring at maybe 2 centimeter wide intervals so we can scoop out into conveniently sized chunks and be left with nice pineapple baking bowls. All of our players are in position, so it's time to move over to the wok. We're heating about 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil in a well-seasoned wok over maximum flame. The key to wok cooking is high heat. That's why they've got those jet engines at every Chinese restaurant you've ever been to. We're adding 2 lightly beaten eggs to the oil and cooking just until barely set before adding a finely chopped red pepper, carrot, and bird's eye chili if you want a little bit of hotness. We're then going to add about a tablespoon of grated ginger, about a tablespoon of grated turmeric, and even though it doesn't really make much sense with pineapple, 1 large clove of garlic crushed. Continue cooking those over high heat until just fragrant and add the titular ingredient, the rice. Break it up beforehand if it's gotten clumpy, and cook it just enough to start heating it through before adding a little bit of our spice powder, a little bit of kosher salt, and a tablespoon each of unseasoned rice wine vinegar, fish sauce, sesame oil, and soy sauce. We're going minimal on the soy sauce because we want to keep this stir fry brightly colored. Stir and continue to cook over high heat until everybody has gotten to know each other, and add our pineapple. My instinct is to sear the pineapple for more flavor, but it looks pretty untouched by heat in the anime, so we're just going to let it heat through along with some sliced green onions and what look to me like chopped cashews. Taste for seasoning and leave it a little undersalted because we are, of course, salting the inside of our pineapple, with the hopes that this will imbue our rice with some sort of salty sweetness or something. I should also note that I've slightly undercooked the rice because this guy is going to spend a solid half hour in the oven steaming inside its pineapple package. I'm putting this guy in a 375°F oven for 30 minutes. While that's going, I'm going to generously butter a bowl that we're going to use this to shape our rice, and out of the oven it comes, hopefully filled with an additional shot of pineapple flavor. Scoop out all the rice into our buttered bowl. I'm sorry if I'm overdoing it a little bit too much with the alliteration, and pop our plate over top our tediously tureened buttered bowl in which waits our rice round thing. Garnish with the pineapple, what are these called? Leaves? Will it win competitions and advance Chinese cuisine as described in the show? I don't think so, but it's a damn tasty stir fry. And a taste test pre and post pineapple bake revealed that while it adds a little bit more pineapple flavor, you're best off skipping the theatrics and digging right in. Hey guys, so I wanted to thank Crunchyroll for sponsoring this episode and introducing me to the world of anime. I've never really been into anime at all, and this is an exciting opportunity for me to learn about a new art form. And I wanted to ask you guys, what is your favorite? What is your favorite thing to show newcomers to the genre? Leave a comment and tell me where I should start, and if you haven't signed up for Crunchyroll yet, go get yourself a 30-day free trial at crunchyroll.com/babish. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' suggestions on what shows I should watch and what foods I should recreate.